Welcome to Minutes with Mel. Today we are talking about part 2 of the exclusive buyer representation agreement. It has 4 pages, and as you can see, we have our highlighted areas. So in those highlighted areas, you are agreeing that you understand everything that I've explained to you and what's in the contract. So we're going to jump right into it. So number 1 is representation. That means RE/MAX Professional Select has designated me to represent and work with you and for you. And then the coverage areas. So Chicagoland clients, you might say, I want to work in Will County. And then for my Rockford clients, we might want to extend it to the Love Park area. So that's under paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 2, term. So that's the term in which we start working together and when we end our contract working together. So that's under number 2. And then there's a paragraph under number 2 stating that it is illegal to discriminate against someone's race, sexuality, creed, and there's a lot of other different things in there. Income, I'll go over that with you in detail. Number 3, designated agent's duties. So my duties to you. So I'll use an example. Me submitting your contract to the seller's agent in a timely manner. And as you can see, you have to initial on those paragraphs to state that you understand and agree with what was explained to you. Number 4, designated managing broker's duties. So that's my managing broker's duties to assist me in helping you so that we get to the closing table. Buyer's duties. So number 5, you have duties as a buyer to submit documents in a timely manner. So for instance, let's go back to that contract. I submit the contract to you, so you signing and initialing that and sending that back to me in a timely manner. Number 6 is retainer fee. I don't charge a retainer fee, so that's going to have a big 0 there. Number 7 is compensation. We'll go over that in detail as we sit down at our appointment. Possible dual agency. So that's number 8. So that's me representing both the buyer and seller at the same time. So if I have a listing and I'm representing the seller and you see and you like that home as a buyer, it's difficult for me to represent both because I want to give all my time and energy to that one client. There's confidentiality, things that are involved in that. So I do not do dual agency. And as you can see, you also have to sign on page number 2 stating that you understand the paragraphs and terms on that one. So now we're moving on to page 3. And number 9, representation of sellers. So it's basically stating that I work with sellers as well. Number 10, consent to represent other buyers. I work with other buyers. Number 11, previous representation. So basically, I cannot disclose any information from my previous clients. Number 12, minimum services. So basically, the minimum services that I provide for you, again, is negotiating on your behalf, sending that contract to the seller's agent. So that's just one of the few things that I do under minimum services. Number 13 is amendment. So if we have our contract and it's for 3 months and you feel like we need a little bit more time, let's extend it to 6 months, we will amend that contract and both parties will sign. So you and I will sign and my broker owner. Number 13, failure to close. If it is not your fault in any way, you are not responsible for anything, you walk away and I will not be compensated because I don't get paid until we get to the closing table. Disclaimer. So that basically, number 15 is stating that RE/MAX only sells real estate. We're not involved in taxes or helping people paint their homes. Number 16, cost of third-party services or products. So if RE/MAX, again, is not responsible for any of that, you are the buyer. So once you hire the home inspector, it is your responsibility to pay him, pay her at the time of the inspection. Indemnification of designated managing broker, that's number 17. RE/MAX is held harmless of all claims. Number 18, assignment by buyer. So the buyer can't assign the contract to someone else. So you cannot say, you know what, now this contract that you and I have together, I want to assign it to my parents. Number 19, severability. So the remaining terms of a contract stand if one or more terms are invalid. So it keeps the contract, it keeps integrity in the contract. Number 20, modification of this agreement. So again, in order to modify this contract, all parties need to sign. Again, if we want to change the terms and extend them. So you sign, I sign, my managing broker signs. Entire agreement. So that's number 21. So all parties have to agree to terminate if we are going to terminate this agreement. Number 22, mediation. So if there's some controversy going on between you and I, we don't want to go to mediation. We can just simply terminate the contract. But that's what number 22 is. And then as you can see on the last page, this has information. So Remax's information, mine, your information, email, attorney's information. So that's that last page. So once you and I have gone over the 4-page agreement, you have signed it, I have signed, my managing broker has signed it, I will then send you a copy, so a fully executed copy of that contract so that you can have to keep in your file. And then again, if we need to modify anything, I'll send you a form where we can modify the contract. So that's the contract, 4 pages, very, very simple. And you have spent a minute with Mel.